All right, and we are live for the last match of the Swiss. This is the 13th match, and there are still a few players fighting for top 8. And I mean, we realize that we have seen too many Blizzards, so it's time to see another matchup that we've never seen today. We're featuring again Dredge, this time against Mono Red. They're both fighting for the top 8, the last round, and we have the last, of course, Kalikais. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
And for the first time in 2 days, we're having in the booth all four of us. So it's going to be a bit confusing. But thankfully, we have Stefano.
We can just shut up
and let the professionals handle it.
we say always, oh yes, you are the expert. Wow. Yes.
Yeah, but in this case, you're the expert on the Mono Red.
Yes,
because, I mean, Kalikas doesn't really like it unless there's
I'm the
combo potential.
Yeah.
So
name sticker Goblin was my Mono Red.
So yeah, I'm the only fan of Mono Red.
Yeah.
No, guys, come on, guys. Kuldotha Red is amazing.
Just fast matchups. Go take a
that actually is
long break.
not that fast because Dredge is really hard to beat.
Yeah,
depends to.
Yeah, it depends on Not of the Bone or not.
Yeah, exactly, and depends if Dredge will gain a ton of lives, and I think the Kuldotha player will not concede the game like I do every time. So
as soon as something goes wrong
for this round anyway.
Yeah, we will see it. So okay,
people really look down on Mono Red decks, but they're complicated to play. You got to be looking at every edge to maximize.
Especially in the mirror, it's very hard to play a mirror correctly. I think.
Yeah. That's what I said before. This was something really huge to play with Paolo Don Francesco against his Mono Red on Friday, and
in the trios.
That was hard.
Yeah, it was so hard. So we have for Mono Red, we have directly from I don't know where, Limongello Lorenzo, that is playing quite standard list with one Reckless Abandon on the main board. One Reckless Abandon, and
that's the one that you sacrifice a creature and deal 4 damage for 1.
4 damage,
or...
yeah. It's
okay.
It's the worst Goblin Grenade.
Yes, because they don't play anymore a lot of goblins, I think, or they.
Yeah, just the tokens from Kuldotha, Goblin Bashwalker.
Yes, and we have pretty much 200 festivities of main in the main board.
Wow.
In the main board, and we have a pretty average sideboard with 3 relics, 3 electricary, 3 gorilla shaman, 3 cast into the fire.
Well, the three relics are what you need to point out for this matchup.
The rest seems pretty useless against this matchup.
Yes.
Well, the festivities could come up in the main deck, clearing all the 1/1s from Dredge and just getting in with that Bushwhacker combo.
Yeah.
You could definitely see that being something that could actually win them the game.
Yeah. And for the Dredge, we have Uccello Andrea, that is playing quite average list. I don't know if there is something.
It's different to the one we saw earlier on stream. This one's running 4 Rubble Belt Maverick, which
really?
all the other lifts we've seen have been running Circle of the Land Druid.
Yeah.
Rather than Rubble Belt Maverick. So Rubble Belt Maverick is probably better against red just because it costs 1 mana. So you can manage to put multiple things in play at once. And it can also exile itself to put a 1/1 counter on something to not potentially die to an end of festivities.
Yeah. And Andrea is coming from Comense, and Lorenzo with his Kuldotha Red is coming from Forlì Cesena. So both Italian players of leagues of their cities. Comense is right.
Don't ask me about geography. I know nothing.
Do you know where is Comense?
No idea. I don't know where Rome is, and I've been living here for 30 years.
In Italy, okay,
it's
guys?
Somewhere in Italy, maybe.
Somewhere in Italy. So, not a lot of Roman players are here, right?
Yeah.
In
really.
the last rounds.
Yeah, we haven't seen any. We saw a lot on day one, but now we didn't really see many Roman players. So
Yeah.
Very bad performance
Zio
maybe for
Francone actually is Rome.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
consider it as Rome,
Of
right?
course. Once a Roman, always a Roman.
Okay. How many times you think about Roman Empire?
Every day, every single day. I mean, you can't not think about it whenever you go anywhere in Rome. You see remnants of the Roman Empire. So,
Okay. So, chat, we are waiting for the stream from the table. I think that the players are now arriving in the location of the feature match, so you can use this spot to ask. Not anymore, because now we have the table. So,
Well, one other thing I wanted to point out about the deck list: the Dredge player does have 3 Gnaw to the Bone main. So that's the card you want to see against the red matchups. Most lists recently have been culling it down to 2 in the main and usually putting the rest on the board, but this one has 3, so must have wanted to be prepared for the red matchup. So we'll see if it pays off.
That red player is going to want to win the die roll, because sometimes they can win by turn 3, and if they can present lethal, how are they? They're not going to be able to flashback Gnaw to the Bone. The Dredge pilot putting out some tap lands, trying to work their way through it. They could certainly win on turn 4 and not give the Dredge pilot, the opponent, or the opportunity even to get any life gain going.
Yeah. As answering in the chat, no, it's not top 8. It's the last round of
the Swiss. So this is, we believe this is a win and in?
Yeah, in this matchup, yes.
It is.
Okay.
They told us, I think, that it is.
So we're giving the players the chance to take a longer break to be able to play at full capacity, and there it is.
Okay.
They're shuffling up.
Red player with pink sleeves and Dredge player with red sleeves. Okay.
Nice. That's what you want to see. I'm going to point something out. I can't remember what it was now.
Getting the 1 pile shuffle in. I recently learned that you can only take 1 pile shuffle for a match.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For every match, yes.
It's supposed to be just for counting, apparently.
Yeah. There is also a limitation in piles that you can make, but I don't remember how many.
No,
there is also
60 piles.
Yes, that's weird.
So we'll see how well the Dredge pilot mulligans here, because in the last, I think it was 2 rounds ago, where we commentated on a Dredge match, the poor Dredge pilot had to mulligan to 6 every game, had to mulligan to 5 in game 3. So
let's see what their land count is like.
Yeah, the last one was running 16, so we'll see how it compares this time. We've got, let's see.
Looks like 14.
Yeah, 14 plus the 8 land cyclers.
Oh no, 14 plus 2 conduit pylons, so 16. I was really a big fan of the 12 land Dredge that
Proboscis. However you pronounce it.
I cannot send you the hat because I only have the one. Try to order another one off the internet.
So Dredge won the die roll. And that's huge.
Ooh, that's bad for mono red, that's for sure.
Why, guys, are you start partying for this? Why?
There is a
we're just feeling bad for the red player.
Yes, I see a lot.
Yeah.
We gotta root for what we consider to be the underdog here, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the underdog, I think, is Kuldotha red, as you were saying earlier, Stefano.
In this match,
yeah.
But in meta speaking, no. Meta speaking, no.
Right.
It looks like Dredge is taking a mulligan, as they usually do with so few lands.
This is the last round of Swiss.
Yes.
And there was a nice question from chat. In these kind of long tournaments, would you rather play your pet deck that you know very well, or would you play a strong meta deck? that maybe you
I
don't
think you
know
really
that
need
well.
to play something that you're comfortable piloting, because if you start making technical errors of just, the wrong sequencing or not understanding the position, then you will lose a lot of equity. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to pick things that you can play on autopilot, because there is times where your brain will just go.
Yeah.
So you just got to hope
Especially
that
if
the
you start to
muscle
pile
memory
up,
carries you.
Yes.
I also found, you got to bring snacks, you got to bring water.
yeah,
Make sure you're
keep
like
yourself
not
hydrated.
losing because you're hungry. These are huge, really long days. Yesterday, I was already ready for bed, and you guys were just about to go party. Kerblingsy had to leave halfway through.
I went to bed at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah, turn 2 exhume on potentially a
Generous end
end would
or
be probably
troll.
their best start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It leads on a tap land.
I've played many a Dread matchup where I've managed to turn 2 troll and it just wins with combat damage.
Yeah, so they're going to lead
Okay.
on Voldaren Epicure, already putting them at 19.
Yeah.
Looking to
Having a
get the Bushwhacker going, so maybe Kuldotha.
only
Got
one
some
land.
nice-
Only one land for Lorenzo, so this is quite hard for him.
There's the generous end, but they can't exhume
Yeah.
this turn.
So they'll probably just get a tap land unless they have another land cycler in hand.
Or the Maverick.
Oh, the Maverick. I forgot this was the Maverick version, so
Yeah,
they may have it in
Dark
hand.
Forest, but no, he might have. Yeah, that's the first.
Okay, so they're going tap land. Giving them on a red an opportunity to draw into an untapped land, or maybe a Great Furnace Tomb Raider.
So the mono red pilot keep a 1-lander just because they're on the draw?
Yes, but
Because I don't think they mulligan, did they?
No. He didn't. He didn't.
No.
Going Synthesizer, looking for the land. Oh, no, never mind. That was a Tomb Raider.
Just straight for the
Getting
Tomb
it
Raider.
for 3.
Just, yeah, beat in. Yeah, you don't want to risk. I mean, getting a land would be nice, but if you play a synthesizer and hit nothing, that's too much wasted
Yeah.
potential. You
Yeah,
really
a
got to
lot.
just put to the board here.
If you have that goblin, you play it because it's quite huge now to take
Yeah.
other 3 damages.
And he has a handful of burn, so yeah, taking those
Yeah, he has like three chain lightning in
and they
his
bolt,
hand.
I guess. Plus
So is-
a Bushwhacker.
Really just
Yeah.
looking to keep the board clear, continue getting in for 3 every turn.
Yeah.
Convert the burn spells. Especially keeping the creatures off the table on the Dredge side. They're not going to be able to use the Dread returns.
Yeah.
Okay. What card is that?
So this
I
is
didn't
a
see it.
the Prowler.
Branchwood Prowler. Blanchwood
Okay.
Prowler.
Okay.
It's some sort of Prowler. This one, if it whiffs on lands, it gets +1/+1.
Yeah, which it
So
just
they
did.
on a land, it's going to turn into a 2/2.
Yeah, but they've got the
Probably
bird
will
spell
have
to be able to
eat
get rid of it.
lightning.
Every card is pimped also here for Dredge. All
When you like a
shiny
deck-
cards.
Yeah, when you like a deck, you could tell when someone really loves a deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Pimp to the extreme.
Yeah. No
They
land
find a
for Lorenzo.
Oh,
No.
So it's either going to be a removal spell on the Blanchard Prowler or another Tomb Raider.
if they have the Tomb Raider in hand, trading that's probably fine.
Yeah.
I think swinging in. They are going to save the Epicure for the potential for the Bushwhacker later.
Yeah.
Sort of a strange play to put the Tomb Raider out. I mean, it doesn't really matter, though. I guess it makes sense because the Chain Lightning can go face later if you do draw more lands.
Yeah.
Eventually trading a card for a card, either way.
Yeah, I think he doesn't believe that he can keep the board completely clear.
Yeah.
So
Ooh. No land and just
Stinky.
Stinkweed and pass.
Oh.
So this is a interesting position because if he kills the Stinkweed Imp, it gives the Dredge player a lot of opportunity to start developing their game plan.
Yeah.
But they still are
Yes.
not drawing lands.
No.
It sort of feels
Try
like
to-
they need to throw down the Synthesizer and hope to hit a land here so that you can Chain Lightning and then really build up for the next turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
One Synthesizer. They hit the land.
Land.
Huge fight.
Yes.
The patience paid off.
And also quite of gambling here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We just
So they
lost the
right. Galvanic pretty far from being online. Just
yeah.
being efficient.
All right, so we're definitely going to see a dredge here, right? Yeah. If they hit a gnaw to the bone, that's what they want to see.
Okay. 5 cards. Wow, they whiff on the gnaw.
Yeah. And they hit 3 creatures.
They're probably just trying to hit that gnaw here.
Yeah.
So pretty lucky from the mono red player. The mono red player sort of got unlucky for a while though, so
yes,
it was bound to turn around.
This is what happens when you keep a 1-lander.
Yeah, never
you
keep
risk
one land.
these things. Yeah.
Even with Kuldotha.
I always say live by the shuffler, die by the shuffler.
Yeah.
All right. So I wonder what you got.
Never, but
Would you replay the Stinkweed Imp here? Because it's probably just going to die again anyway. Then you get to dredge again.
That's
a good idea, I think.
Because we don't know what else they've got in their hand because they're hiding it off.
Oh,
They had the Northern
another
Bone
one in hand.
Yeah.
okay.
They're taking a turn off to do that though. But
Yeah.
yeah,
so
but that's
3 per creature,
16
and they're
life.
gonna.
Yeah. At least they've
Yeah,
put them all in a row. So there's 8 there, so that's 16.
Wow.
So
That's
now
very-
the red player just needs to add creatures to the board and build up to a bushwhacker.
Yeah.
Yep.
More chain lightnings. So many chain lightnings.
They all cost 1 mana.
Oh, we're just going to
we
bushwhacker
have
now.
2 manas.
Boom.
Okay.
So that's
They might have multiple bushwhackers in hand. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
7
back to
damage, back down
20.
to 20. With 4 power in play.
Yes.
So we're dredging back another Stinkweed Imp. Let's see if we hit.
Feels like it's slipping away.
Yeah.
So the dredge pilot has kind of all the time in the world at this point.
Yeah. The only problem is that every time you dredge, you're just missing on land drops.
And that wouldn't be
in
the
this
case if you
situation-
had the Circle of the Land Druids. So you could potentially exhume the Circle of the Land or Druid or something like that. But they're not making land drops. Maybe they had them in hand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
When I tried to play Dredge, that was really the whole thing. Was when do you Dredge? But they're just trying to set up that life gain buffer.
yeah.
And it didn't help that they whiffed on the Prowler. Here's the
Alright,
Satyr
so we're gonna-
Wayfinder looking for lands.
We're going to try to find a way. Are we going to find a way?
No lands?
Oh,
Found it.
there we
Yes.
go. Right at the
We
end.
found it.
So I wonder if they've got another 2-drop to be able to play this turn. At least he's not nice enough to have a creature counter, which is very
They're
nice for
looking at
coverage.
33 life in the
easy for us.
graveyard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another no lander for the Branchwood Prowler, so it becomes a 2/2.
I think the alternate art card might be Exhume. It's not really. I think they were Exhumes.
Yeah, it definitely didn't have 4 like double black mana symbols in it for it to be a Dread Return.
So those
Alright, so-
chain lightning are
Yep.
going against all creatures. We
Yep.
need to pass from the board again.
If he has enough removal, can maybe just
Another Tomb Raider.
keep them
So,
from
yeah.
enacting their game plan. Sending in
Yeah.
multiple Tomb Raiders.
Yep. So attacking for what 6 here?
6.
Currently on 20.
Yes.
Do you even bother? Like you want creatures in your graveyard, so you may as well trade off the State Wayfinder.
Yeah.
It just depends if you want to try to flashback a Dread Return in the next couple of turns if you want to keep that creature in play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't sit back on their life gain forever. They'll mill out.
This is true.
In 13 minutes, the 2 players are both at 20. Not a good sign for the red player. So,
Oh, yes. Well, now they're down to 14.
okay.
So no dredge there. I wonder if they hit a land to be able to play or play a 2-drop plus flashback at Nor to the Bone,
Yeah.
which they did hit. So you're going to flashback Nor? Looks like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a no for
I think
28.
the deck list should be available after the event because we can't open it up and have the competitors see everything.
Yes, exactly.
44. And it feels like a healthy life total, but I know I've died to mono red from a high life total before.
Yeah. Oh, if there was a Bushwhacker here, it feels like it almost does 20 damage.
You can sort of see the difference between old mono red with just burn spells and this version. They've got 6 power on the table that just keeps getting in every turn no matter what.
They suffer a lot sweepers, but they have also this powerful board that can let you win also in this situation. So
yeah, I'm gonna rumble. Get to see another 4 cards off the top. Well, get the spawn token first. Another foily spawn token.
Oh, and he hits the Dread Return.
There's the Dread Return.
That's that Exhume we were looking at.
Yeah.
So they only need 1 more creature for the Dread Return, but I haven't seen any Scrap Arc Mutts.
No.
They're picking the Wayfinder? Uh-oh, they have to read the Dread Return?
What? Is this common? Really?
in Vintage Cube, you play that card, and this strong too.
I mean, you can reanimate better
Wayfinder.
things than a Generous End, but
There's 16 creatures in the graveyard current.
Yeah.
Oh, he is going to respond by bolting, making sure the Dread Return happen.
Can't be activated this turn, which is fair. So pretty much from now on, any giant is going to be lethal.
yeah.
So now you just got to make, you just got to make
Poker of
sure.
creature, that's 21.
Yeah.
He's just waiting to do his entrance.
Yep,
21.
That's lethal. If he finds
Do you have Acorn Harvest in the main deck? Looks like there's a Bushwhacker.
I think there's one. Well, there might
Just
not
needs
be.
to keep the creatures off the table still. Going to Blood,
Yeah.
which is a rummage.
Yeah, there's no Acorn Harvest in the main. This one, they're running the 3 Nord of the Bone as their flex slot of non-creatures.
How we do 39 damages in one turn? I don't know.
Double Kuldotha into Bushwhacker.
Yes, and a Fire Blast.
Yeah. It'll get close. I don't think it's actually 39, but it'll get damn close.
Yeah.
Right now, I think they
so-
have 3 Chain Lightnings in hand.
Yep, because it
Oh,
it
they just
takes one,
hardcast
he
Dread
had
Return.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So, Hardcast Dread Return, if they can't kill the creatures, then they can just double Lawless Giant here and do even more damage.
Yeah.
Just one is going to be enough.
Yeah.
And I guess that's game. You can't really do anything.
Reading almost all the cards from Lorenzo.
It just keeps reading Dread Return. Just can't understand why this is a common.
Yeah.
Should I call the
Maybe
judge?
looking for an out.
Yeah.
Is this just a
There's something in the flavor text that it tells me how to beat this.
Yeah.
In red cards, the flavor test is always wow, wow, wow. So he's not used to read other text.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be anything. Just going to keep thinking. Oh. Take.
I think
20?
that's it.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
All right, there we go. All right.
That'll be the game.
Main
It's just
main deck it's too hard for mono red decks. Main
Yeah.
deck without relics, without a huge start from starting from the dice roll, you are really the underdog here. So we need now 3, because I'm talking as we, because I'm playing with Lorenzo.
Team Red.
Yeah.
Right now. We need 3 relics and another relic that you didn't declare inside your deck to find a way. And I think that the 2 and the festivities that do pretty much nothing.
They could swap them with Electricity potentially to clear on the opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Red Elemental Blast doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But
do you keep in the 1 Reckless Abandon?
yes, you have to win swinging a lot at the start, like 10 damages from the board, and then closing from direct damage. Otherwise, you'll give 2-3 more turns to the Dredge player to do his things, and that's it. It's finished. At that point, it's finished. So you need to swing a lot from the board and then finish him with direct damages. Otherwise, there is no way to win this matchup.
And the Dredge player has another Nod of the Bone, so 4 total in the 75, plus 4 Ancient Grudge in the sideboard, but no shenanigans.
Shenanigans the card, or shenanigans as in other
the
random
card.
cards?
That was a question from chat. People have been playing Nile Spellbomb main for a while, just given the amount of terror that's in the metagame, plus like in the mirror for affinity, it helps beat opposing blood fountains and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like not too bad to just have a thing that cycles and costs 1 mana.
Yeah, and something that can draw you a card when you deadly dispute it.
Right. You pay extra mana for it, but it works.
Yeah. It feels like it does more than a Chromatic Star.
Yeah. True.
Actually. So now mono red starting here. A lot of boost this gives to our raise. So
they're gonna want to see Great Furnace Tomb Raider, land double Tomb Raider, land
15% start.
Kuldotha Bushwhacker. That would be the way to win.
If Furnace Goblin has 14% to happen, how much is the percentage to do both?
Yeah.
I don't know. You have a turn 1 relic.
Raiders.
Yeah. The turn 1 relic is not a good option. You want to put pressure on the board first.
Yeah.
Relic's probably better on turn 3.
I agree.
In which usually Relic, I don't think you want to have it sit around. I suppose you want it to sit around and just chip away at the exile pile, but usually you just want it to come down and exile their entire graveyard when you need it to.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you're
going to play that waiting game to make them overextend into it, I guess, yeah?
Yeah. But you don't know if they've started in the Ancient Grudge too, so you don't want to always be tapped out and always having to hold up 1 mana when you're a red deck and probably stuck on 2 lands.
Yeah.
To be able to pop the relic when you need to.
Right. You can pretty much assume that they bring in Ancient Grudges. You do have a lot of things that they can target. But it's sort of like, what do they take out at this point? Maybe you can trim on Exhumes or something.
Yeah, they'd struggled with lands in game 1, so if you can blow up a Great Furnace, could do a lot of work.
So we see Andrea. Did he mulligan? Yeah.
2 Jund
I think
Glee, 1 mana Blue Fairies, 1 Golgari in the top 8.
We've never seen a Dredge player keep a hand of 7. They all
Lee's on the Clockwork Monkey.
Yeah. Everyone loves the monkey.
In top 8, we already have 3 lizards. Okay. Bye-bye, chat.
Not a fan of the Glee?
No, not at all.
Well, we're fine with the chat. Chat doesn't like Glee, as we found out.
Yeah. Especially if you see it 10 times in 2 days in the table. So
It hasn't been 10 times. It's only been probably 5. At least 5.
Oh,
It
get
might have
ready
been
for
more.
some more
Some Euro
glee.
matches.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
it felt like 10.
All right, we
The
get to
best
we get to
part
see it.
of playing against Golgari Glee is when they just have it in their opener and they win on turn 3. Simple
no, that's,
variants.
Just get to go outside and do something else.
Oh, and yes, the Reckless Goblin.
Yes.
Ooh, they've got another hasty creature.
Yep.
Yeah. They are playing this version without Blast Runner and 4 of these Lackey
Yeah.
in the main deck.
I think they send in. Looks like they probably block the Percussionist.
Yep.
And then, depending on the flip here, you could just play the Relic and start
Just another
start
monkey.
chipping away at the graveyard. I think that makes sense here.
Yes.
It's turn 2 for them.
This monkey, you can play it until the end of the next turn, so why play it now? I
Right.
think.
Pseudo haste here.
Yeah.
Yep. Do the extra 1 damage, and then have actual haste next turn.
Yes.
But only
That is a
3 power coming in, which is medium. Another.
We are missing here Kuldotha.
Why did they
Bushwalker.
put down? Well, I think he has a Bushwhacker in hand, but the Dredge pilot is not making land drops, and they had surveilled away a forest.
Well, it's literally
Oh,
only
yeah.
turn 2. So
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
We haven't. Yeah, we haven't seen them play. There we go. We
Okay,
just haven't seen them
turn
play the
2,
turn
my
2
bad.
land.
It just felt like so many things happened already. Turn 3. Okay.
I wonder if Red gets to be on the play sometimes. Jeez.
Boom.
Oh,
Coming in for
There we
8.
go. Yeah.
We don't need
So we got-
Kuldotha.
So we'll trade with Epicure. Seems correct.
Taking 6, going to 11. So they're going to need a Nod of the Bone in hand now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're going to need
So-
it now because Lorenzo does have that relic that they can play and crack for any future Nod of the Bones.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just keeping it in their hand, waiting for them to do something and like mill the Nod of the Bone, and then they plop it on the table and get rid of it right away when the Dredge player doesn't have 3 mana available. Those sneaky plays. That's the type play from a mono red player. They're gonna cycle, grab, probably
Yeah,
the
do they need-
black green.
Do they need black mana is the question. So are they going to get a tap land here? Yeah, they do. So they've been struggling for black mana. So they're going to have to get this tap land, and it's going to leave them open to take another 3. And also, Lorenzo's going to be able to play this relic, and it pretty much shuts off any Nord of the Bone in the future.
I believe that the panel is constantly analyzing things. They just don't tell us what's going on. That's all.
Yeah.
The man behind the curtain. Okay, so turn 4.
Oh, he's got another
Therefore,
Bushwhacker.
Another Bushwhacker.
It just ripped it off the top.
Oh, is that
Okay.
lethal then? No, it's
Are we
1
just
point
gonna
away.
lack into Bushwhacker?
Two.
There you go.
Put you to
Oh,
1.
Yes.
Yes.
Going to 1.
1 point.
In falling one of those was a Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Or
So
if they had
five?
had a Epicure instead of the Lackey, that would have been lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to cycle again. So this is where you hope that they don't have that Nord of the Bone in hand.
So
took the
Andrea
turn
is currently at 1 point, not 11.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Yeah,
6
from 11
creatures
taking
from
10
the
to
graveyard.
1. So they need to have the Knot of the Bone in hand, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got 6 creatures currently in the graveyard, so they will gain 12 if they do have it. And then, yeah, Lorenzo's just got to relic away once they see that. So any future Nord of the Bones will be doing little to nothing.
Yes.
So if this isn't a Nord of the Bone, then they're pretty much
That
just
is certainly
gonna
over.
concede. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, okay.
Rumble.
Well, that's interesting
You can
because
miss
Yeah, yeah, that works.
It gives them a mana back looking for it.
Yeah.
Troll,
Or they could.
Stinky.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They missed.
No, nothing. But they
So still could have it in hand.
Yeah, and just trying to get more value out of it by doing that first.
I love that everybody in the chat has different ideas on what to ban, but nobody seems to have the opinion that nothing should be banned. Everyone has a hated card.
Yeah.
I've been saying lately that I think that if
Here we
any
go.
was
Here's the Nord of the Bone.
Oh no.
Oh,
So
how much is that? 10?
So 20 life, back up to 21.
wow.
Well, he can completely reset the game from the Dredge player's perspective by just playing and cracking the relic right now.
Yeah. And they've got 5 creatures in play. It's a 4-turn. Well,
Yeah.
4-turn, 5-turn clock. Well, with that, it makes it definitely a 4-turn clock.
Okay, but at least another.
So the last
3
card is the relic.
damages. Yes. Relic.
And then crack it right now. Or just waiting for the gnaw? Like, why would you not? Interesting.
Yeah, I guess you just keep the mana open and crack it when they try and gnaw in response.
Yeah, it's agreed. Not that Maynard. The usual discussion is get rid of things I don't like and unban things I do like.
It also seems weird to Dredge there because there's the relic in play.
He certainly should have just cracked the relic immediately. I think that might have been a technical error, but I'm trying to figure out what they're looking to do with that. Maybe they figure that the Dredge pilot has to do something, right? They have to tap their mana. If they play a creature that mills, then they'll only have 2 mana left over, and you can respond. You can just crack it right at that point. But if they have a land in hand, they can play the land and then use the gnaw. So you might be able to get an even more opportune moment where you could actually get more out of the graveyard. So I could totally see it.
Yeah.
They will relic 1.
There's a pile of lands over on the side that we can't see, so they're just going to be going into exiles that don't really matter.
He doesn't crack anything. But do we need an additional card here? I think yes.
I
Lorenzo.
don't think the clock really changes, even if you get the additional card.
Got another land.
Good... Okay.
I mean, they could. The only thing that could happen is that they could get a Kuldotha Bushwhacker scenario, where if they draw the card, they Kuldotha the synth, they find the Bushwhacker, they slam in. And it looks like it's nearly there, so they're playing safe, trying to make sure they can do as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that we would have been a little aggressive, but our opponent, or Lorenzo, is being very patient.
Which is paying off currently, so who are we to argue with this decision?
And maybe that's why they made it to the winning in here in the last round.
Yeah.
and not us doing commentary like scrubs.
I probably would have miscounted lethal in round 2.
Like I did, you say?
All right. The Rubberbutt Maverick does mean that they're not just dead to a bolt here.
And what would they? They would simply block a Bushwhacker, I imagine.
Yeah.
Table.
Definitely don't want to block a monkey.
What's he gonna do?
Crack the
blood away. I guess a land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of damage.
Doesn't really change the clock.
No, at all.
He's trying to get to the point where he's forcing the Knot of the Bone to be cast, where the Dredge player needs to tap their mana to make it happen, and then he can just respond with the Relic Crack. So really just completely time walking them. The only option I think that the Dredge player could have, but they don't have enough mana, would be to somehow get Knot of the Bone in hand, so they can cast it right here on...
Yeah, try and do twice in one turn, like in response to the Relic Crack.
They would need 6 mana in play, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. When you're dredging stinkweed imps, you're not drawing lands.
I think the only way is to dredge, hoping to find a ancient grudge, so you can point to the relic.
Right,
And
and then you
Yeah.
can respond to the relic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
But
to
we don't know
return,
if he decided in
zoom.
the ancient grudges.
I see no grudge here. It's
No.
unfortunate.
You definitely side in at least 2, I would think, just because you can get rid of like synthesizers and lands as well. It's just
Right.
handy value that you can dredge off.
If they're stuck
know if
on
you go-
a single Great Furnace, that could certainly end the game.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd side in the whole 4 though.
Yeah, that may be a bit too much. But now
Yeah.
that this is the relic plan, yeah.
Yeah, now that
Might be
That
now
relic
the
play has totally paid off there. That won them the game. Wow. Amazing. I did
so-
not at all see that being the case, and learning on the fly here. That's awesome.
So we learned that just like with Brainstorm, the best relic you can play is the one you don't have to crack.
Yeah.
Just the
My
threat is
opponents
enough.
usually put 3 relics on the table by turn 2 and then just sit on them. So
Yeah, that's another way.
Well, I don't want to get stuck in an Archaeomancer lock. That's the most thing miserable. I'd rather just sit here and make sure you can't do it.
right.
Even though I'm not really doing anything either. So no changes to sideboard here, by the looks of it. They know what they want to do. You'd thought maybe Andrea may think about siding in a couple more relic hate pieces
Ancient
for the
grudges.
relic. Ancient
Yeah.
grudges, yeah.
Maybe the dredge player had a green land, untapped land, so maybe they're just hoping to draw something. And they had
Yeah.
multiple of the surveil creature. So they had a lot of card selection, but it just didn't pay off.
From this round, we have a judge that is fixed here in the streaming table. They are saying to us, so we will have always a judge without calling a judge from the chat like yesterday. So
We haven't had a judge call all of today so far, so must
So
be. we're on
Andrea
the-
has been sitting pretty far back from the camera, not letting us see his hand whatsoever. Seeing Lorenzo's hand, a
Mysterious
lot of
man.
confidence there.
yeah,
Double synthesizer, clockwork.
It's-
Got a
it's-
great
it-
furnace.
he's relaxing. He's on the play.
It's the-
So
I think he
it's
has
the aggro-
or
it's the aggro deck.
1 mana haste creatures. What was that? Just thinking it through. Oh, maybe it's still considering the mulligan. No, never mind.
no, he's keeping it 1 land, right? Again.
It worked out so well game 1.
It's going to
No.
respond to the pylon's trigger with a cycle, which allows him to get the card selection off the pylons and use the mana.
Nice. Yep.
It's a forest, obviously. So the untapped land is important to him here. This is currently the
Probably,
last round of Swiss.
Probably be a turn 2 Wayfinder or Branchwood Prowler. You'd hope. That's usually what you want to see at Dredge is turn 1 land cycler, turn 2 play a green creature that mills and gets you a land.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, not of the bone in the
Oh.
graveyard right away.
That's a nice dredge.
Yeah.
Yeah, survey.
Does have to make it to 3 mana. And now we
Well,
see
there's 2 lands in
Great
here.
Furnace,
This is-
Clockwork. Get in. That's 1. So.
Oh, we drew the second land, right?
I believe he had 2 in hand. I'm not
He had
sure.
he had
Ah,
two in
okay.
hands, yeah.
Okay. Very well,
He's got-
very well, Lorenzo. Come on.
Okay, the
It's just-
Exhume.
Oh,
That's
we're
a
going
big
for the
game.
turn 2 Exhume. Yeah.
Ah,
That's
I don't.
this is going
I
to be
don't speak
very
anymore.
hard.
I
Yeah.
don't speak anymore.
We talked about this game 1 and it never eventuated that this
Yeah.
is like the perfect thing that you want to happen is turn 2 Exhume on a generous end. Red is
And we yeah.
you have to
We
use
saw there that
so
the
many
red
resources
player-
to try to get rid of it.
Well, they can get in and still get their value back here. Get in for 1. Oh, they have a Reckless Abandon in hand. So they could maybe take out the Generous End.
With
They could go like
plus Reckless Abandon. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 for 1.
And they played the synthesizer
you get
before
one back.
playing the land because they're on all 1-drop deck. So no matter what the synthesizer hit, it would work.
Yeah.
I see a Wayfinder.
Except maybe for Bushwalker. I mean, you can play it, but that's a lot of value lost.
And whiffs on the land, which is never what you want to see, but
Oh
it
boy.
happens on such a low land count deck.
So we've got 3 in the graveyard.
Yep.
Currently, the Galvanic Blast is online for Mono Red. Attacking for 5. Wow. It's going to trade or take the draw off that. Okay, so this can kill the Generous End. He wants to.
So it can Reckless Abandon plus Bolt.
He actually has a
Synthesizer.
second bolt in hand. Synthesizer. What do we flip? Chain Lightning.
Interesting.
I feel like you just take out... Well, the Generous End is a 5/7.
5/7, yeah. So you can't double bolt it. So if you want a Reckless Abandon to get rid of it, you have to lose one of these bolts this turn.
So this is a somewhat risky attack here then, because if he blocks and trades, then he can't use Reckless Abandon plus Bolt to kill out.
Probably he doesn't want to do
Generous
it
End.
because he has two bolts that we lose in this turn.
So it's
He's
just
just going
bolting
face.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 damage face. So
Yeah.
Because other ways
but
you
there's
will
still the
not,
Gnaw in the graveyard, so it sort of
Yeah.
feels like that's not the greatest play.
That was no.
Or it's I don't know how that plan's going to work out from my perspective, but
I
maybe
agree,
they have enough instant speed stuff. And with the Reckless Abandon being a 4 damage spell,
Yeah. I
if the
didn't
Dredge
like
player gets a little bit like cocky and gets, they could just finish the game.
I didn't like the synthesizer there because when you play that synthesizer, you need then to throw everything you have
you've exiled
from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
So-
you're just losing cards for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason at all. So that was
Yeah.
not the right spot in my opinion.
No, and I can understand not wanting to kill the Generous End because you've got a lot of burn in hand, so you want to try to. You don't really have the
that
pressure
feels-
on the board to be able to
Yeah.
like punch through the Generous End, and then you just put another creature into their graveyard for them.
And you're
to
wasting
not
7 damage,
burn.
I guess, maybe?
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's just not worth it. It's just it's a very tight spot for red to be in. It's just having
And Andrea still
trying to deal with
has
it.
a food.
Has a food,
Literally.
has a Gnaw of the Bone in the graveyard, a Generous End in play.
And
Well,
he's been
we're just going with
aggressive.
the beatdown plan.
Wow.
Easy.
Not even keeping back the Wayfinder.
Yeah.
So
I guess you've got Gnaw of the Bone.
is he going to gnaw the bone right now?
Yeah.
Looks like it. So that's
So
12.
that's 8 life. Back up
8
to
life?
20.
I always forget if it's 3 or 2 on Gnaw the Bone. But I guess it's 2.
Yeah. Costs
2
3 mana.
manas. Three mana.
so- Yeah. I'm unsure what Lorenzo can really draw here to get out of this.
Double Lackey.
No,
So we might as well, we're gonna swing with. Got to swing with something. Got to try to start putting on some pressure.
I think
Yeah,
he has
maybe
to.
you could-
It sort of feels like he has to all in,
Yeah.
but there's also the opportunity to like use the Reckless Abandon, sacking the monkey, and look for the relic.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would do anything.
Well,
Getting
the
for
Northern
one.
Bone's already gone, so
Okay.
at this point you're getting beaten down by a giant tree.
So they
So
can
if you
block
can
the
figure it out.
Generous End with the monkey here. And then the lackey's holding back the Wayfinder.
Yeah. And being on the defense in red is not where you want to be.
Yeah, no.
no. I think he realized that it's over.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
turn
Prowler.
to General Resent. That was
It was
backbreaking.
Is there a Dread
was
Return in the graveyard? Looks like there is. So he's taking out a
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it got revealed off the first State of Wayfinder.
Oh, another Dread Return.
Yeah.
So they could maybe just do some sort of double Dread Return thing.
Well, you need
Get
2
in.
giants to be able to do that, which
Right.
I don't know. I've got 2.
Sometimes the
Well,
lists that are playing the land creature, they would like exhume or Dread Return the Circle of the Land Druid and then use that to sacrifice, and they get their
Yeah, get
lands
another
back.
untapped land to get another, play another creature. All right, there goes the monkey.
Finding a
Get a
land.
land, which isn't exactly what you want to see.
I think that.
But maybe it digs you for the relic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could still kind of stabilize if you can crack the graveyard. But we
Get
might
rid of-
see it holding
Get rid
onto
of
it
2
still.
Dread Returns. Get rid of a Stinkweed Imp.
A third creature, and he's tapped out. So discard Dredge. 4 in the graveyard. Land. I don't know what that is. A grudge.
I think,
Stinky.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an Ancient Grudge. It's the fancy looking dog one. It's a dog barking at itself in the mirror. So we're at 7
I
creatures
believe?
in the graveyard? Yeah, and just pass his turn. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be sacrificing my Generous Ant if I didn't need to.
Oh, and there's Cooper
Sacrifice
the
a
Red in chat.
synthesizer. Finds a chain lightning.
So would
So
you
you can
just
chain
use this on a
lightning.
creature?
I think it's not great anyway. Because you can just dredge the Stinkweed Imp and play it and then get more value.
Yeah.
So taking out the Grabwork Mutt?
Yeah, taking out the Scrapwork Mutt's probably the worst option. So that just gives you
I
more...
don't think the Dredge player needs very many more turns to have a lethal Dredge return. They don't have a... Do they have a giant, though? They may not. So it's just a few more dredges. And pointing it at the Scrapwork Mutt gives them the opportunity to...
Yeah, dredge 10 cards next turn.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Okay. That guy's dead.
Okay.
So attack in with just the first strikers.
And the
Yeah.
well, the Vigilance creature just entered the battlefield this turn, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a 1/1, the small green creature.
All 3 are attacking, I think. No.
That's a,
Yeah, no. That,
No.
That just came up.
No, just
yeah, the samurai just came into play.
Yeah.
All right, so we should see a dredge here from the Stinkweed Imp.
Yeah.
There we go.
Be very close to lethal.
Mm.
Creature,
Creature.
Rebel Belt, Rebel
Creature.
Belt. Not
And
the
another
bone.
Another
bone.
bone.
Just to rub it
Yikes.
in.
Now we
That's
can
a dredge,
unearth
yeah.
the mutt and try to find the dread return. We're at 11 creatures right now, and if he finds a lot of giant, it should be the end of the game.
Yeah, because you sacrifice
6 lands in hand.
To lose 1 creature out of your graveyard for the Scrapwork Mutt. Go down to 10.
Okay.
And then we're going to dredge, yeah.
There it
There's
is.
the giant.
Yep.
There's the giant.
And I think this is
And there's 3
The
more
end.
creatures in the graveyard.
So
Goes to 13.
you can even just attack with the, like, chump attack with the Generous Ant, but he can't attack with the other 2 creatures right now. He does not have another creature on the board. If he has a creature in hand, I guess he has the Stinkweed Imp, so might as well just send in, get the damage, play the Stinkweed Imp, and then end the game.
Yeah.
And
I think it
that's
technically
what we're
got
seeing.
Yeah, it technically got lethal in play anyway. Because
Yeah, it's 13. You go
Yeah.
to 12 and then back to 14 in graveyard. So if they are at 14, that is GG.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to overdo it. There's no kill like overkill, guys.
No, just a flashback, Nord of the Bone for the real.
The rub-ins. Oh, look, they are doing the
Dredge again.
They're going for more.
Yeah. Dredge again.
I just want you to know that I have lethal.
Yeah.
In many ways, yeah.
I think
We gonna attack first, or we just gonna sacrifice?
You want to do as much as damage as possible. So as much damage as possible. So you just want to do like 50 damages in many ways.
Yep.
Kind of disrespectful from me.
Oh, no.
And I believe that Scrapwork Mutt should be exiled.
One of those.
Maybe
yeah,
he
but
sacrificed the one that
inside
didn't have haste, but
Yeah,
okay.
just to add 1 damage.
Bam.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's it.
There we go.
All right, GG.
GG. Oh,
So do we have
Andrea
another
wins
Dredge in
then.
the top already? What's known
I
at this
don't
point?
think so.
That was like the perfect first 3 turns for Dredge. It was just like first turn, surveil off a Nord of the Bone. So there's your life gain you need later. Turn 2. Did we exhume turn 2? Or did we exhume turn 3?
I think it was turn 2
Turn
because
two.
he had
Turn
the
two.
pylons and the swamp.
Turn 2.
Yeah.
That was
Turn-
actually turn 1 for Lorenzo because he
Yeah.
was on the play. So
Yeah.
it was too much.
Yeah, that was.
That's
that
got to
was
feel good to
earliest
make
stop of
when
the
you're
game.
winning in. He's
Yeah.
guaranteed the top 8 now, so congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And
Very well
also,
played. Very well
Lorenzo
drawn.
didn't draw any Kuldotha, so that was a
Right.
not very good for a deck that tries to spread out his damage and go for a bushwhacker.
In-
Not having not a single one in 3 games.
In
That
3
hurt.
games. Yeah. Rough.
He doesn't play it like
No, Kuldotha destroyed.
he preferred to do one piece, and then bushwalker.
Yeah, very normal magic. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal one. No cheats.
So
Do we know the full top 8? Is the round still going?
Yes. I don't know if we have a backup table, but we know now that we have 3 lizards, 1 dredge, and 1
Mono blue
we have
fairies.
5 mono blue
Oh,
fairies.
yeah.
So we're still waiting for the last 3 decks.
So there'll be some islands in front if we get to see that matchup.
Imagine
The red
finals,
card in the
so
Dredge deck
islands
was
in front.
Grudge.
I don't know. Mono blue against 3 or 4 lizards. How is it going?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
well-
that mono blue tends to be the combo police a lot.
Yeah.
They have so much efficiency, but I think it's probably going to be harder for them to beat the Jund variants, as we
Yeah.
saw in that last
Yeah.
round with Skura versus the Jund lizard. They ran into a lot of Pyroblast, Breath Weapon,
Yeah.
and Chrysalis, and it makes it a lot harder
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus
They-
like
they
the
got-
black-green version, you're just getting buried by tons of flyers that you don't have a sweeper for. I could bring in Drown and Sorrow potentially, but no Pyroblast makes a big difference because Duress is kind of medium there.
Yes. And I think that also dredge. If you think about these, at least 5 decks, dredge is it's quite good, right?
It
Yeah.
looks like that, yeah. It
Yeah.
I
may-
think that Dredge can be good versus the Glee decks by just racing them,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I
yeah,
raise?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but-
exactly. Yes.
And the
But-
Glee decks have so much just random cards in their deck. They don't really have the space for graveyard hate. I don't think most of the Jund ones run any Nihil spell bombs anymore.
I don't think so. Depends
Right.
on the list.
Yeah, everyone brings. But
You can try
we
bringing
saw
in
maybe
Weather the Storm or something to
1 or 2.
get a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah.
But it's going to come down to comboing as fast as possible. And
Yeah.
duressing and
Yeah.
Not of the Bone doesn't feel good either.
Yeah, because even for Dredge, stopping the combo is pretty much impossible. Does he really have anything in the sideboard to...
The last pilot here was playing 4 Ray of Revelation in the sideboard, which you can flashback for just green. And that means that they can stop the combo if they don't have like multiple
another
things
way
in
for a
play.
creature to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the first trigger goes on the stack, you try and get rid of the Glee, and then they need to try to like make the Glee go on the stack again to continue the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he plays no snuff outs, I think. Yeah, no, 4 Rays of Revelation, 4 Ancient Grudge, 3 Coffin per... Oh, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud.
Yeah.
Not for now. Not for now. Let's wait for their match.
Yeah.
Okay, so we still have just one table playing now. And so we will not have a backup table for this last Swiss round. So let's wait for them that the last table will finish. I don't know if you want to ask something these 2 or 3 minutes, because before the top 8 will be quite
a long break.
Quite a long break. So we will have the chance to drink, to stay hydrated, and to start really strong with the top 8.
Yeah, so the stream is actually ending, but it's not really ending. So the stream will end, and then we'll go back online later.
Yeah.
So don't leave yet, because the top 8 is incoming.
Yeah, will come.
How long do we expect the break to be?
I think that's quite a maximum half an hour.
Yeah, I think.
Maximum half an hour, I hope. Otherwise, I will fall asleep here. I slept 3 hours in 3 days, so please give me something. Starting from a Red Bull. 15 minutes, okay. 15 minutes. Perfect.
Okay.
So, quite fair stop here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, see you in 15 minutes. I don't know if Curb...
I'm gonna... No, it's all
got work in the morning
for me. Yeah, I got to work in the morning,
yeah.
So I'm happy to get the extra 1 round in my 4 rounds that I said I would do. So been a great time. Had a great fun. Thanks to chat for all the nice support. Thanks to everyone for doing this. I don't think I'm going to be able to wake up for top 8 for the finals. So
thank you very much for being here both days.
Thanks for doing it.
It's been a real pleasure having you here. And
it was also really nice to meet you.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And
really
chat
nice
loves you. You're getting a lot of love from chat. So
thanks, chat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Curb.
Right, no problem. And I hope everyone has a good top 8.
Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Curb.
Yes. All right. Cheers.
Ciao. Cheers.
Ciao.